In 1966, a scientist uncovered a secret so dangerous it could rewrite human history. His name was Dr. Chan Thomas, and his book, The Adam and Eve Story, predicted a cataclysm that could end the world. The CIA classified it the moment it was published, locking away 284 pages of truth. Decades later, they released just 57 pages, sanitized, incomplete, haunting. What did Thomas know that terrified the most powerful agency on Earth? And why, even now, are they still hiding it? This is the story of a disaster so vast it could wipe us out, and the signs it's already begun.
It's 1966. The world is on edge. Nuclear threats, space races, secrets buried in government vaults. Dr. Chan Thomas, a brilliant engineer at McDonnell Douglas, steps into this chaos with a book that claims to unlock the Earth's darkest secret. He calls it The Adam and Eve Story, not a biblical tale, but a warning. The planet we call home is a ticking time bomb. Thomas says every few thousand years, Earth's poles shift violently, cataclysmically wiping out nearly all life, resetting humanity to the Stone Age. He claims we're not the first civilization to face this, we're the sixth, and we're next.
Thomas's book wasn't just a theory, it was a blueprint for Armageddon, backed by science, myths, and evidence the CIA didn't want you to see. They classified it immediately, sealing it away for 50 years. When it was declassified in 2013, only 57 pages were released, fragmented, cryptic, like pieces of a puzzle we're not meant to solve. Why? What was in those missing pages that scared the CIA so much they hid them for half a century?
To answer that, we need to meet Dr. Chan Thomas, not a prophet, not a mystic, but a man obsessed with the Earth's hidden rhythms. He believed the planet's poles don't just drift, they flip in hours, unleashing a disaster beyond imagination. And he wasn't alone. A decade earlier, Charles Hapgood, backed by Albert Einstein, proposed a similar theory. Earth's crust can shift, rearranging continents like pieces on a chessboard. Hapgood was ridiculed, called a pseudo-scientist, but time proved him right. Continents do move, poles do shift, and Thomas took it further. These shifts aren't slow, they're sudden, and they're coming.
Imagine this. One day the Earth trembles, not like any quake you've felt before. A sound so deep it's felt in your bones rises to a scream. The Pacific Ocean rears up, a wall of water 2 miles high, racing east at 1,000 miles an hour. Cities, Los Angeles, New York, Tokyo, vanish under waves of mud and debris. Skyscrapers crumple like paper. Molten fire bursts from the Earth's core, swallowing forests, highways, lives. In hours, everything humanity built is gone. The sun freezes in the sky, one side of the planet baking, the other plunging to 80 below zero. In 4 hours, the world is a frozen graveyard. This is what Thomas described in the Adam and Eve story. A pole shift so violent, it turns the planet on its side. The North Pole becomes the equator. Antarctica thaws into jungles. And humanity? We're back to square one. A handful of survivors scratching out a new Stone Age. Thomas didn't just dream this up. He pointed to evidence, geological scars, ancient myths, and signs in the Earth itself.
Take the Pity Race map, drawn in 1513, showing Antarctica's coastline centuries before it was discovered in 1820. Charles Hapgood argued it was mapped by a lost civilization before the ice came, when Antarctica sat 15 degrees from its current position. Or look at the Sphinx in Egypt. Its base shows water erosion, not from rain, but from a flood, a Del-tempered tsunami thousands of years before Egypt's rise. Thomas went further. He dated these floods to 6,500 years ago, not 11,500, challenging mainstream science.
Every culture tells of a great flood. Noah's Ark, the Mayan Huadan, the Sumerian Gilgamesh. Thomas called these memories of real cataclysms, each tied to a pole shift that drowned continents. He claimed entire civilizations, Atlantis, Mu, were swallowed by these floods, their ruins now underwater or buried in mud.
Atlantis, Mu, names that sound like myths, but Thomas believed they were real advanced societies erased by pole shifts. The Richat structure in the Sahara, with its concentric rings, matches Plato's description of Atlantis. Easter Island's Moai, buried up to their necks, suggest a massive flood or mud flow, not deliberate burial. The Yonaguni Monument off Japan, with its underwater steps and pyramids, hints at Mu, a Pacific continent that stretched from Hawaii to Easter Island. These aren't just stories, they're clues to a forgotten past.
Mainstream science says civilization began 6,500 years ago in Mesopotamia. But what if that was just the latest reboot? Thomas pointed to geological ripples, 50-foot waves of Earth, carved by tsunamis 1,000 feet deep. These are the fingerprints of a global disaster, one that could have erased entire continents. And the timing? Thomas's dates, 6,500, 11,500, and 18,500 years ago, line up with real events, like the flooding of the Bering Land Bridge and the end of the Wisconsin glaciation. Thomas's theory hinges on a thin molten layer, 60 miles beneath the Earth's crust, acting like a lubricant. Every few thousand years, he said, magnetic disruptions turn this layer liquid, letting the crust slide. The ice cap's weight yanks the poles to the equator, triggering supersonic winds and mile-high floods. It's a terrifying idea, but is it possible? Science says yes and no. Pole shifts happen. The Earth's magnetic field flips every 300,000 years, and we're overdue for one, with the North Pole drifting 40 meters a year. Earthquakes, like the 2004 Indonesian quake, can shift the axis slightly. But a 90-degree flip in hours? That's where Thomas diverges. Critics call it pseudoscience, pointing to stable Antarctic ice cores dating back 1.5 million years. Yet woolly mammoths found flash frozen with food in their mouths suggest sudden, extreme conditions. Thomas's claims aren't all fantasy. A magnetic pole flip could disrupt satellites, power grids, and climate, leaving us vulnerable to solar storms. Thomas's doomsday scenario may exaggerate, but the risks are real. And in 2025, with Arctic ice vanishing and global temperatures spiking, the parallels are chilling. Why did the CIA classify the Adam and Eve story? Thomas wasn't a crackpot. He worked on missile guidance systems and UFO research at McDonnell Douglas. Was his book a threat to national security, or did it reveal truths about our past and future too dangerous to share? The 57 declassified pages offer glimpses, flood dates, lost continents, a mechanism for global disaster. But the missing pages, what do they hold? Proof of Atlantis, a timeline for the next shift. Today, the signs are hard to ignore. Antarctica's ice is melting at record rates. The Earth's magnetic field is weakening. In 2024, global temperatures hit 1.6 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Thomas predicted a cataclysm by 2000, but he wasn't far off. Scientists now warn of climate tipping points, collapsing ice sheets, disrupted currents that could mirror his apocalypse. We're not doomed yet, but the stakes are higher than ever. If Thomas was even partly right, the next pole shift could be closer than we think. And unlike our ancestors, we have the technology to see it coming. But will we act? Dr. Chan Thomas's The Adam and Eve Story isn't just a book, it's a warning from the past, a mirror to our future. The CIA tried to bury it, but the truth is seeping out. As our planet heats, our poles drift, and our defenses weaken, one question remains. Will we be the next lost civilization, or will we rewrite the ending? Dive into the declassified pages yourself, links below. Share this story, talk about it, because time is running out. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If this shook you, inspired you, or made you think, hit that like button, share with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that uncover the secrets shaping our world. Until next time, stay curious and stay ready.